Hey guys, Kenny Dear Cosplay Girl here, and today I'm attempting to draw my life. So you've probably watched a lot of those on YouTube recently, so I thought I would shamelessly jump onto that bandwagon. Yay! And that's me, with extra bits and cat ears. Meow. When I was born, my mum was in labour for like a day or two. I don't know, she always makes it sound very long. And when I then finally popped out, I had long black hair and I was wearing a baby the starshine bright brand dress with lots of baby. Now, okay, well, the hair is kind of true, but the dress story isn't. What the hell fell out afterwards, and I became a normal bald baby. One of the earliest of my childhood stories my mum told me about is that I got a new set of crayons and suddenly had painted the walls in lots of squiggles that are called a sun butterfly. My mum saw this and said, "Your dad is going to be happy about that." And when dad came home, I showed him my masterpiece, and he really was as happy about it as I thought he'd be. He kind of was not very impressed. My parents got divorced actually really early, so I didn't really realise what was going on. But as a result, we went to live with my nan, who pretty much raised me for several years when my mum was out working. I grew up there with two of my cousins, and they were both blonde, and I was the only dark-haired girl. And we played pranks on each other quite a lot. Once we locked our little cousin into the toilet and upset her, and our nan was not impressed, and so she locked us both in till we both felt really sorry, going like, "Boo, we're sorry, boo." My little cousin got her revenge on me another time though, because when I went to see her, she came over and she bit my arm really hard. In fact, she actually bit so hard that I had marks on it for a while, and even better, one of her mug teeth came out. When I went to primary school, I was actually living in a dormitory, and being away from my mum, the nights would be really long and dark, and because I was only 6, time would go by very slowly, and you could hear crits cry from the other rooms. But on weekends, when I got to see my mum, I had a real good laugh, and I dressed up as a musketeer, and we made most of our time together. And well, I guess I was a bit of a tomboy. And once I started school, I would always try and make up games that everyone would enjoy. So I would always play the evil guy, and the kids could be playing the pretty ponies, and so we had a good time. One of the games we were actually playing was Kissy Catch. So we were going like, "Oh, we're going to kiss you," and the boys were like, "Ha, you're not going to kiss us, ha," and they ran away. But actually, when we caught the boys, we would never kiss them because it was way too embarrassing. And so, like, "I'm over here," and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, I'm over here then." But because of that, what happened is we have a person who's like Santa Claus called Saint Nicholas, who comes and talks to good kids, and he called my name once in school, and I was like, "Oh God, Saint Nicholas wants to speak to me," and he was like, "You are not allowed to play kissy catch anymore, the boys don't want that." And I was like, "What?" And it was really sad. And then when the boys came up to me on the next day in school and were like, "Oh, kissy catch, you can't catch us," I was like, "No, I'm not playing with you anymore, because you told Saint Nicholas. Boo-hoo." But because of my mum's work, me and my mum, we kept moving houses quite a lot. So we kept moving and moving and moving again. And yeah, you're getting the point. Obviously, because I was moving so much, I was always kind of the new kid in class. So everyone would be like, "Hey, who are you?" And I'd be like, "Hi, I'm Kat, I'm kind of new." I also seem to somehow have jumped time, because in one school, and when I was in there, girls and boys were still like, "Boo," and "You're stupid." And then I went for 1 year to a girls only school, and once I came out of that to mixed school again, not only was I afraid of boys, boys and girls were kind of doing completely other things to each other, like giving each other cooties and other things. So then, at that school, there was the first boy who actually talked with me, and he was like geeky and had geeky glasses, and I was like, "Yay!" And he was talking about films, and I was talking about books and comics that I liked, and then one day he came up to me and said like, "Oh, I like you," and I was like, "Oh, I like you too." Oh, little did I know that at the time he was holding a walkie-talkie, and in the very building in front of which we were standing were all the other boys having the other side of the walkie-talkie, and they were all having a listen to it and a good laugh about it. What a dick. So obviously, I was pretty heartbroken by it, because my very first crush turned out to be pretty much a very big meanie, and his words were like, "Boom," and it's like, "Ah," and it's like, "Oh, it hurt, ah, blood splatter, ah, my violin is playing, I'm so sad." And actually it was pretty tough, because then the whole year afterwards, all the boys started bullying me at school as well, and being bullied by your crush is not nice. But then I thought, you know what, I'm not going to lose to this, so no matter how much they bullied me, I was like, I'm not going to back down. Pah.
And funnily enough, a bit of a skip into the future, I met one of those guys years later and was like, oh, I'm so great, oh, I'm doing so well. And I was like, are you really? Because I could see that his mumsy was still there selecting his shoes, and he was like 18 or something, so spoiled. But around that time, I actually found a little flyer that said, hey, I want to start a Sailor Moon musical. So I phoned up the girl in charge, and that was Julie. And she was like, let's set this up. So more and more girls kept joining the group, and we all wanted to do a Sailor Moon musical together. And so we got all the inner senshi together, and then more and more girls came to join us. And I became Sailor Neptune, and that was my Sailor Uranus. And we became really close, very, very close. And then more and more girls kept joining, and it was a really good team, and we all had a good time. And because we all had the same hobby, it was really one of the best times ever. I was singing and dancing, and we were all practicing together. And we just shared a hobby with loads and loads of other people who came to watch us at conventions. And we started off with Sailor Moon because it was one of the biggest animes that we all loved. But later on we moved on to different animes, so like Evangelion or Fushigi, Pokemon, all of that. Our musical group actually kept touring around Germany, so we saw loads of different places, which was cool because we met lots of cool people as well during that time. But then I got the chance to go on a quick exchange to Japan. I was like, oh yay, and I loved it. I totally loved it. It's such a good time. So I decided to go absolutely teetotal for a while, meaning not in the sense of alcohol, but in all my DVDs and anime books and merchandise and model kits were all boxed up, and I went over to Japan to just enjoy it the way it was. And at the time, when I was there for a whole year, I did a bit of teaching, and I did that with singing and dancing again, so kind of was in my element, and I made loads of kids smile, which was good. And I got told I need to get a degree if I ever want to go anywhere in life, and especially if I want to go back to Japan. So I started studying a lot, and I got lucky, and I got the chance to go on exchange to the United Kingdom. Yay! Boo 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 bam! So once I arrived in the United Kingdom, I thought the culture would be really similar, but I didn't know that you had to toast crumpets, so I accidentally ate them raw, and you have like a mature cheese, and I was wondering, where's the immature cheese? And like I never knew how to make a perfect cup of tea, and there were dishes like a toad in the hole, when I was like, what's all of that about? But when I was there, I saw loads of girls doing fancy dress, so like, nurses and maids and Lara Crofts, and I was like, ooh, that's like cosplay, and everyone's cool with that here. That's actually not so bad. Fancy dress rocks. I want to do more of that and dress up as a fuzzy thing. Well, loads of things when I felt really down at university as well, and then I decided to, how about I actually set up a YouTube channel just for giggles. So I started filming a couple of little videos, and my very first UK convention video where I went as Miku Hatsune, and everyone was really nice there. And afterwards I felt the courage and did more videos, like a maid where I also dressed up as maid and the master, and also dropping eggs without breaking them in cosplay. So pretty much just having a good time, really. During my videos, I also started getting in touch more and more with the Lolita community, especially my friend Carol, who arranges loads of meets, and also my friend Joanne, here she goes, who makes her own little dresses. And I also met James, who also look very pretty in frilly dresses, and all the other Lolita girls who I met and who are really creative and lovely and really nice to me. So I joined the community, and the frilly love, yay! I am actually really glad that I got back in touch with my geeky side, because after all, it's a big part of me, and now I have made friends on this side of the screen and with you guys on the other side of the screen, and hopefully giving you a smile while watching this video, boys and girls on the other side of the screen who love quirky and random things. Yay! I'm actually really grateful for the time I've spent on this channel, and I would like to thank everyone who's supporting me through this, and I also hope that you guys will keep in touch with your geeky selves and keep up the things you love, because, love what you do what you love. Just remember, there will always be new pages to add to your book of life, and if life should hand you lemons, I think you should squeeze them into people's faces. Haha!